The world is being forced to choose a side in a war no one can see. Every week, we see headlines about a new breakthrough in artificial intelligence. But if the US is home to Google, OpenAI, and NVIDIA, why are the world's top intelligence agencies secretly worried that China is already winning this race? Why does a tiny, fragile computer chip hold more geopolitical power than an entire naval fleet? Why is the price of your electricity and your right to privacy the true battleground in this new global conflict? This isn't a war fought by soldiers, but by data centers and power grids. You have been told the AI race is about who can write the best code. That is a lie. The secret of this war is simple. AI is useless without three physical, real-world things to make it run. China's unique political system gives it total, overwhelming control of all three. Today, we break down the great AI paradox, the insane plan that proves why China will control the next generation of global power. The three pillars of control. Pillar A, the chip wars, the hardware choke point. We begin with the most valuable object in the world, a sliver of silicon known as a semiconductor chip. Why is this chip, which costs only a few dollars to make, the greatest economic and military threat to China's power? Think of a powerful AI like ChatGPT. If AI is a brain, the semiconductor chip is the brain cell. It's the tiny engine that allows billions of calculations to happen at once. The most advanced chips, the kind you need to run true AI, are almost exclusively designed by the US and manufactured in Taiwan. The US knows this is its only real advantage, so it has put up a great firewall of technology. It passed strict laws preventing China from buying the best AI chips from any American company. This move was designed to freeze China's AI progress. But here is where China's strategy becomes so dangerous. The US expected China to beg, but instead, Beijing announced a new plan: total war funding. In the West, a company might spend $1 billion trying to build a new factory. If it fails, the company goes bankrupt. In China, the government simply spends tens of billions and tells state-owned companies, "You will not fail." They are using national money to buy time and buy talent. They are investing in every possible backup plan at once. This is what we call state-directed capitalism. While the US relies on the slow, careful gamble of the free market, China is mobilizing state wealth at a speed and scale the West cannot match. They know that even if they are 10 years behind today, their relentless, non-stop spending guarantees they will have the chips they need tomorrow. Pillar B, the energy drain, the power choke point. The chip is the brain cell, but even the smartest brain cell is useless without a constant supply of energy. This is the second, and most immediate, weakness of Western AI, power. If you ever wondered why your local power company is warning you about grid capacity, look no further than the data center. A single modern AI data center uses the same amount of electricity as 50,000 average homes. Analysts predict that AI will nearly triple the world's power consumption within the next few years. AI without energy is just a rock. In the US and Europe, getting a new energy project approved is a nightmare. You face years of zoning laws, endless environmental reviews, and protests from local communities who don't want a massive new power plant next door. This is a crucial element of Western freedom, the right to object. China has no such problems. When Beijing decides to build a massive new power station, be it a solar farm, a coal plant, or a nuclear reactor, there are no zoning laws, no citizen protests, and no lawsuits. The state simply commands it, and it is built. This is their strategic advantage of authoritarianism. By controlling the entire electrical grid and silencing local opposition, China can guarantee a huge, stable, and cheap supply of electricity to every AI data center it builds. While US firms are fighting City Hall for 3 years just to plug in a new server farm, China is already running its AI models at full speed. This is why their system, which seems brutal and restrictive to us, is a speed cheat code in the race for future technology. Pillar C, the data paradox, the fuel choke point. We now come to the third and most important factor. If chips are the engine and energy is the gas, data is the oil. Without oil, the engine simply stops. AI is not born smart, it is trained smart. It requires mountains of data, text messages, health records, videos, business purchases, every piece of information possible, to learn about the world. The West has massive amounts of data, but it also has privacy laws. Laws like GDPR in Europe and various US state laws protect your data and prevent a company from sharing everything it knows about you with another company or with the government. This fragments the data into thousands of small, private silos. China has no data silos and no privacy. The Chinese government operates under the principle of total data unification. Every single piece of digital information generated by its 1.4 billion people, whether it's a social media post, a financial transaction, or a hospital visit, can be collected, analyzed, and used by the state's AI systems. This gives Chinese AI a single, massive, unified training dataset. While Western AI must train on fragmented, privacy-protected scraps, Chinese AI can see the entire picture of society. This ability to absorb and utilize every single digital moment of its population is the final, undeniable reason why their AI is destined to be more comprehensive, more powerful, and ultimately, more politically useful. But there is a final, critical secret to this entire conflict. A piece of information about the U.S. financial system that makes the energy and chip wars look like child's play. It is the secret power the U.S. has used for decades to fund its global wars and maintain its global influence, the petrodollar. You just saw how the U.S. is struggling to compete with China's system. But imagine if the foundation of U.S. global power, the very thing that makes the dollar essential, suddenly begins to crack. That crisis is unfolding right now, and it is entirely self-inflicted. We are breaking down this specific financial ticking time bomb, the dollar's last stand, in our next deep dive. If you want to understand how the entire global economy can be upended by a single decision made in Washington, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that crucial report when it drops in the next 3 days. Thank you for watching.